Hello, 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 Gemini. Welcome back to Love from Leo. My name is Tay, otherwise known as Love from Leo, and this is your February 2020 reading. So let's get right into it. Now, the energy that you're going to be feeling throughout your February is your female counterpart, which is the feminine version of Mercury, which is Virgo. So you're still going to be feeling that Mercury energy, but you're going to be paying attention more to details and also setting things up in order for things to make sense. So instead of just going into different things that spark your curiosity and just kind of dibbling dabbling into it and communicating about it, you're going to be analyzing those things, being a little bit more committed to things and trying to make it work, or at least molding it to where it looks the way you want it to be. So you're being a little bit more committed to something during this February. The spiritual oracle card that we have is Victory and Success. Good news is on the way. The qualities of this positive card are completion, victory, and success that often follow a very difficult period. You've worked hard and devoted much effort to get to this point, where you've become wiser and have grown in so many ways. Always remember to stop and pat yourself on the back. You deserve it. This card also reminds you to stay grounded, remember where you came from, and keep your ego in check. Don't lose who you really are. This victory can be used as a teaching tool for the future. Realize that if you came through this challenging time, you can achieve anything. So that says it in itself. Obviously, this card is the victory and success card, so there is no stopping this person. Now, I do want to point out, not to be negative, but y'all know I'm a Virgo moon, so I gotta point out things that could go wrong. All right, it's at the edge of this, right? So you've made it to the pinnacle of something. You are at your peak. You are looking over the city. That's what I feel like for some of you, like you've really made it to some type of point in your life. If you get on your high horse, there is a big chance you're gonna fall off of that horse and off of this cliff down back to wherever you started from. So please do not let your ego go wild with the wind. Use that Virgo energy of being the calmness in the chaos and not necessarily the sun or the communicator, the messenger in the chaos. You want to be the calm person behind the scenes, okay? So that's a really, really good way to start off your reading. So obviously there's going to be some huge things happening to the point where it's like, don't lose yourself. This is big. This is really big. We have the Tower card here in reverse. So there was an ending in your life that I feel like you had some part in because it was in your life, but you weren't a part of the destruction of it. But whenever it failed, you were able to move forward, you know, and better things came your way. This could have involved a Virgo, a Leo, or a Cancer. So you're in this. So I think you found yourself, for some of you, if this was a breakup or some type of death in your family or something, you found yourself and you found the passion to live life again. So I think that's huge, Gemini. That's huge. We have Four of Cups in reverse. So you're not pitying things anymore. Like, you're not having these pity parties for yourself. You're not in a sad place. You're like, okay, what are we gonna do next? Like, who do I gotta talk to next? Who am I gonna communicate with? You're so ready to like achieve things. Like, you found the truth, you found your path, and I think you're just going towards it. You're like, nothing can stop me right now. I love that. And you're not thinking about love at all. Like, at all. And if this involves a Capricorn, that's the vibe I'm getting. A Capricorn, or it could have been another earth sign. But I feel like yeah, you're like, fuck them. You're like, Capricorn who? Six of Cups. So the desires behind all of this, the reason you're showing all of this is because you figured out what you want. You figured out what makes you feel secure, or at least you figured out what doesn't make you feel secure. So you know which way you're going when it comes to your emotional state on an internal level. And so I think you have an all new type of inner confidence, which I think is very, very powerful. So congratulations. So we have the Nine of Wands. So you feel within yourself that you're ready to do big things. Like, whatever your goals are for the future, like I'm talking years and years from now, like your big goals, you feel within your heart. Like, you have this feeling, almost like the High Priestess feeling, but it's a fiery passion. You know things are about to happen. Like, you can feel it. Oh, I'm starting to feel it. Okay. I like that. I like that a lot. We know that this could be involving a Virgo, Cancer, or Leo. So anything involving those people in your life, there's some good things happening. Now let's get some advice for those of you who maybe don't feel this energy and you want to. This is what you should do. Princess of Swords. I get this card all the time in these readings, y'all. This is just ending it. You got to move forward. You got to move forward. Winter time is for things to die. Like, not literally, but it's like even the bad things that need to die, you know, there has to be a time for things to end. And that's what this is about, that darkness, going within yourself, being to yourself, and really finding that place where you feel secure enough to not need anyone else. That's what you got to do. But I almost feel like I feel like this was a long time coming. I think this involved a Virgo, or at least it involved you being wise about what's going on in your past. And this definitely involved a breakup, because there's 3 of Swords. If it wasn't a breakup, it was just like lots of problems emotionally that were going on in your life. Like your emotional state, you may have looked like everything was okay, but you knew what was going on, or at least you knew how you feel. And so it's like in the past you were like, you know what, this isn't fair. Like I gotta balance out the scales. And I think a lot of you were really getting even. Yeah, getting even with a fire sign that you used to be with, like a fire sign ex. Gemini, what were you going through last month? And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. So yeah, it was just changes. Like you couldn't control these changes. Like, wow. Like the wheel just started turning. You remember that reading I did? I think it was the December one, Gemini. Pluto don't play. The effects of that are still happening now. Like that stuff is still happening right now. And I almost feel like you know that this is happening, but you got to keep your mouth quiet about it. Which there's nothing wrong with that. But that's probably why the Hermit card is also out. It's like you gotta keep it under wraps, right? Oh, interesting. So let's see what advice for those of you who have not balanced out the scales with that person. Let's see what you can do. Ace of Cups. You have to find something new that you feel emotionally attached to. So most people would say, oh, find a new person, find a rebound. I think especially if you're coming out of a situation where you are not stable, the first thing you want to do is fall back in love with yourself, because usually when you're in a relationship, you forget who the fuck you are in the first place. I would say the first thing you need to do is fill your own cup up. First of all, get you a nice cup. Get you a cup that makes you feel amazing. So in other words, work on yourself physically. Work on the things that make you feel good from the inside out. And then you want to focus on attaching yourself to things that bring happiness in an emotional way that's healthy. Not the things that just make you feel good for a little bit, but the things that make you truly feel good on the inside out. And then the person who's supposed to complement that, they will always find their way to you. You have to be like in the right frequency for that to even manifest correctly. All right, so let's go ahead and move into your future. Now this is going by pretty fast. This is the Gemini reading, so I don't think you guys would want it any other way. So in the future, this is like a little showcasing of your March. Now, granted, things could change depending on what you do throughout your present. But what you're showing will be the Hermit card. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of you learning more about yourself, but also learning what it's like to be to yourself, like be only with you. Seven of Wands. So you're going within yourself. You're staying isolated within yourself because you feel like you have to stand your ground against something or maybe someone. Again, I think this is that fire sign popping up again. You want to stand your ground because you're tired of either being pitied or you're tired of going back to the same old, same old. So you have to strike out. Now, you could be feeling like this because of a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus. They're taking a toll on you just a little bit. Your inner desires behind that is the Ten of Wands. So there's just a natural power and passion that you have related to this fire sign that I'm feeling, or whoever this intense person is when it comes to your love life. I think that you have a huge goal and desire to find peace within yourself emotionally, because they have a way of tapping into that part of your peace and they take it from you. So it's kind of an awkward situation, because it's kind of like that moment where you are growing up and you're maturing and you realize you can't fight back all the time, or you can't just snap. You have to learn how to be calm. So I think that's really kind of affecting you. You're having a hard time with being more mature, I guess is the best way to say it. But I do think that you will reach the point that you need to be at. It's just going to take a little bit of time. Now let's see what advice I get. We're going to pull 2 cards of advice for the future. We have the Sun card. So if you honor yourself and you treat yourself as royalty, I think everything else will fall in its place. As I'm looking at this card, I'm looking at my orange. It's almost like identical to this. The fruits of your labor will come into your path, into your grasp, literally, once you follow your passion. Follow and honor yourself and treat yourself as a passion. Treat yourself as something that is to be protected and to be worshipped as the sun. But yeah, that's the perfect way to get what you want. But I also think you should keep the creativity, the passion, the fun alive in whatever you are being completely wrapped up in passionately, because that Ten of Wands here is like, that's full on fire energy, and fire and sun is perfect, but you got to know how to not burn people or outshine people that don't need to be overshined, you know? So just learn how to balance that out, and I think it'll be really, really perfect. I'm seeing fire and water, like learning how to balance your masculine and feminine natures. And I've been seeing this quite a bit lately. And also with you being Gemini and then the focus for your February being Virgo, you're balancing literally that feminine and masculine versions of Mercury. So you're literally merging them together as you move towards your future. So if you start working on that now, it might be a little bit easier for you to transition into that later on. Now let's get one more card of advice for your future. All right, so we got heart chakra. Virgo just got this card in their focus for their reading. So if you have ties with Virgo, you definitely need to go cross watch because there's just way too many coincidences with Virgo popping up. So the heart chakra is all about unblocking those things that keep you tied to things that don't make you feel good, or they pull you from left to right emotionally. This is also about finding the strength to know that it's not going to just be a one and done situation. When you are separating from things, when you are leaving things behind from your past, it will take time. It's like just because you leave in one instant, it doesn't mean that the feelings go away in one instant. It's going to take time. But Gemini, just stay calm with yourself. Feelings are temporary. They will go away, but you have to let yourself feel them so that they can express themselves and dissipate and evaporate, you know? Like there's no way that they're not going to just leave just because you forget about them or try to numb yourself. So don't do that, Gemini. I would just say pay a lot of attention to yourself and just honor yourself. Be gentle with yourself and patient with yourself. And everything should work out fine in that department. I think that's it, y'all. So if you like this video, make sure you like it, leave a thumbs up, and subscribe to this channel if you would like to see more videos like this, because I have plenty more where all of this is coming from, and I have so many more things that I have planned that I need you guys to be here for. You can email me at lovefromaleo@gmail.com if you would like to have a personalized and private reading from yours truly. And with that being said, I love you all so much, and I will see you in the next video.